So my pawb, sydd hello everyone, how are we all? Now that this camera will not go straight, it's weird. So that's straight on my desk, but it looks wonky, so I'll turn it that way so it looks straight. Oh, bizarre. Anyway, I'm back with another kit. This is a Christmas one. This is the Nutcracker tags kit, and it makes 12 tags. Yep, 12 tags, 3 of each. So you've got two funny looking, actually 3 funny looking little Nutcracker men and 1 Nutcracker lady. I think it's a lady. Well, the others have got beards, so yeah, must be a lady. And as usual, you get all the instructions. And this time it does tell you the length of string to cut for each item. Tag. Excuse me, I'm not quite with it today. Right, so what do you get in the kit? You get a little sheet of mini dimensionals, very small, and a few of the glue dots. You get your black string, thread, twine, whatever you want to call it. And there'll be plenty on there for all 12 tags. There's always some left over. Right, put that over there. So then you get 3 sheets of, oh, not that one. 3 sheets of these 2 chappies. So one with a black beard, one with a brown curly one, and 3 sheets of I suppose your more traditional white bearded Nutcracker, and yeah, definitely a lady Nutcracker, because that's definitely a skirt, I would say. They're all die cut, so you just punch those out. And there's some holly leaves and berries. I suppose it matters which way up they go. And then there's the actual things that you stick those onto to make the tag. So there's 4 sheets of these, and then there's the 3 different shades of green and a red one, and then you get extra bits with a crown, various hats, boots, beards, moustache, that sort of thing. Just looking to see that they are all the same. Yeah, so you get 4 sheets of that, and then you get a sheet of the, oh, I can get them out. Come on, you nearly came out then. Right, no, 3 sheets of these, which I thought at first were stickers, but they're not. And they say, sending joy, cheer to last the year, for you, and believe in the magic of Christmas. And then you've also got them in French, German and Dutch. Yeah, I think they say pretty much the same thing. Nur für dich, which, yeah, that's for you. Pour toi. Sending joy is joie fête, which I suppose is fairly similar. So anyway, yeah, you get 3 sheets of those. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of everything that I need. I'll probably turn the camera off, take everything out of the holding sheets, and come back to you, because that'll save a little bit of time. And I might even pre-stick some dimensionals and whatnots on. Okay, I shall be back with you in 2 ticks. Right, I'm back. Although for you it's not been any time at all, it's probably been about 10 or 15 minutes for me getting everything out. So I've looked at the instructions, so I probably won't be referring to them much. Or I might do actually, because I might need to know just where some of the things go. So if I stand that up there, hopefully that will stay up. So I have pre-prepared most of these with the dimensionals just to save a bit of time. Now I thought at one point that this bit would get stuck to this bit, but no, they have little holes in the very top that match up, and that's where the string will go through. So what we need to do first is stick the Believe in the Magic of Christmas, and that goes across there roughly. Now most of these I've put the same number of dimensionals on the back as they show in the picture, but one of them I've put an extra couple on just for sturdiness sake. Right, so where did I say that wants to go? That wants to go about there. Believe in the Magic of Christmas. Let's make sure I put it in the right place. Yes, I have. And then his little moustache. Now, I might need tweezers for this. I think that will probably be a good idea, because some of these bits are a bit fiddly. Right, so I need to put that there, just on top of his other tash, and then now normally I use my reverse tweezers because they're easier to hold, but I've taken them upstairs for something and not brought them back down again, which isn't very clever, but there we go. Right, so we put the sparkly hat on. So that's him now with his sparkly hat, his extra moustache, and Believe in the Magic of Christmas. Then this little sprig goes on here. If I place him on top of there, then I can see roughly where it's going to go. I'll take the back off, get the tweezers, and then just needs to be slid about there, so that, oh, come on, so that it's just sticking out the edge there. You can see that. And then I will get the thread. Now somehow or other I've managed to end up cutting 5 and I only need 4. That doesn't matter, so I will match those up, put that through. Now I suppose there's several ways of doing this. You could do it that way, which is just putting one end through, pulling it through, and then you can tie a knot in the top. Or, which is probably the way I generally do it, is to fold the thread, cord, twine in half. Oh, of course it's not going to work for me now, is it? Line those up again. Right, pinch that so it comes through the hole, pull gently, and then pull the bit at the back through and pull it like that, and then you don't have to worry about it falling out because it's going to hold on to itself. And you can still tie a knot at this end if you want to. So that's the first one. So these are very easy, and as I said, there's 12 in each pack, 3 of each design. So let's put the sparkly hat on. It never ceases to amaze me how people don't realise that these nutcrackers originally were actually nutcrackers for cracking nuts open. It's just something I've always grown up with. I mean, I only ever really knew the Nutcracker as a ballet, because you didn't, I don't think you didn't used to see nutcrackers as Christmas decorations so much when I was little. They've definitely come more into fashion in the last few years. But we just had ordinary nutcrackers at home for cracking nuts open. But I've probably still got my nutcrackers. I'll have a rummage in a drawer when I've done these. So then I can either go, look, here they are, or I can go, no, I haven't got them. Right, so I'm going to stick that across there. And then, yeah, so these are going to be quite easy to make. Make a lovely tag for gifts. Right, so let's line him up. And put it about there. Super. The rest of them I'll put the string on afterwards. In fact, I'm going to go and look for my nutcracker now. Right, I was right. In fact, I've got 2 nutcrackers. This pair are donkey's years old, which you can see from how, I don't know, not rusty looking they are, but how dark they are. And it's it doesn't really show up totally. It's a lion's face on either side. So I think it's a lion or some sort of thing, but it's got a little crown on the top. So yeah, that's my really old ones. And then we've got a modernish pair as well. Don't ask me where they came from. I haven't got a clue. Why we would have a second pair when we've already got these. But yeah, these are the original ones. So you've got 2 sections in this one. One for smaller nuts, one for larger nuts. Oh, actually, yeah, same in here. So there you go. I do actually have nutcrackers in there. I can't remember the last time we actually bought any nuts that hadn't already been peeled or whatever. Maybe I'll get some this year. I do like a hazelnut. I remember when I used to go around to my friend Carol's house, she quite often had huge bags of hazelnuts. I think her mum liked them in particular. I'll have to send her a message and remind her about that. She's not very well at the moment. She's got motor neurone disease, but she seems to be doing all right. She gets a lot of help with physio and stuff, and I get updates most days as to how she's doing. But yeah, I might remind her about that. So I used to love it because we couldn't afford to buy big bags of nuts when I was living at home. So it was very nice to go to her house and stuff myself. Right, so I'm going to put this so it's just about there, just below the little present that she's holding. Now, so she gets a glittery hat and some glittery boots. These look like Ugg boots. I know I'm probably going to be controversial with what I say next, but I really do not understand Ugg boots and why they are so popular. I really don't think they're that interesting. They're certainly not particularly good for your feet because they've got no strength either side of them, and the number of people you see wearing them and their feet are all leaning inwards or outwards, mostly inwards though. So no, I don't like Ugg boots, but then that's just me. Okay, so this chappie also has a nice glittery hat. Well, they've all got glittery hats of some sort. Okay, that goes there. Cheers. Oh no, cheer to last the year. I was nearly going to say cheers, my dear. And that goes about there. And his little curly brown beard. This sort of beard reminds me of our son, because he had a huge beard at one point. In fact, our son used to have, I think he's got a tidy beard at the moment, but he has had one that was like, oh, what was it, like David Bellamy's beard. You could hide a badger in it. My dad always used to, well, nearly always used to have a beard. I don't think he did when he married my mum, but he certainly did through most of the time I knew him. Which wasn't until I was about 18. And he always had a beard then. But he generally, I think, kept his fairly tidy. And then my brother Patrick, he has had a beard at times. So it seems to be a family thing, having a beard. I haven't got one. I had a really good shave this morning. No, I can remember somebody, after I'd shown them a photograph of my dad, they said, "Oh, don't you look like your dad?" And I said, "Oh, well, that's not good. I thought I'd had a really good shave this morning." But yeah, Michael particularly when he had his big beard and his long hair, was particularly showing up his Viking DNA, because I can't remember what percentage. It's quite a low percentage of Viking DNA, but I've definitely got Viking DNA, so Michael obviously has as well. Although probably not so much as me, although I suppose it depends, doesn't it? I'd have to get the children to get their DNA done to see what they've got that maybe I haven't. Be interesting to see how much of my Indian DNA has come through them. I would say that Emma has probably got more. And then of course there's my Welsh DNA, which is nearly 50%. They readjusted my DNA results recently, and I've gone from being 34% Welsh to 47% Welsh, which I'm very pleased about. Okay, this one's not going to go through. Come along. There we go. So, there we are. 4 of the Nutcracker tags. So, as you can see, they, there's 2 layers. Oh dear, I can't speak now. I need a cup of tea, that's what it is. Normally I have a cup of tea over here. I haven't got one today, so I'm going to have to go and make one in a minute. So there we go. So we've got cheer to last the year. Sending joy. For you. And believe in the magic of Christmas. There we go. So that's the 4 tags. Obviously I can make another 2 each of those. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. So there's 3 of each all together to make the 12. Lovely. Well, that's me for now. Not sure when I'm going to be doing the next one. Depends if I have time. But I might do. I've got a Christmas crafternoon coming up at the end of November. So I need to get a wriggle on and start thinking about what exactly I'm going to be doing. But I know one of the things that we're going to be doing is making poinsettias out of pipe cleaners. So that's going to be fun. And yeah, that's me for now. Anyway, Hwyl am y tro.